Greetings there, everybody. I am Lord Virgilus, and it is time for another random ramble. I'm going to take the hat off because obviously I want to talk somewhat serious-ish. And, oh, there's the other mitt. Things you find when you're not looking for them. Fantastic. Okay, so today on the good random ramble is... what is it again? Emulation. That's what it is. So, emulation, what is it good? Is it bad? Well, obviously for a business standpoint, emulation is, I guess, terrible. But I like to somewhat argue that with a different mindset. Mainly, there is a lot of games I have not played on the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and pretty much anything that has a decent emulator out there that's retro based. And there's a lot of games that are actually you can't really find, or you have a hard time finding. But you can easily find the ROM for them out in the interwebs there. So, how can I actually know if this game is any good unless reading reviews, seeing gameplay? But in actual fact, don't know if I actually want to play this or even buy it until I actually play it for myself. So, throw it on the emulator, give it a go, and I think about 20 or I don't know, an hour into the actual, depending on what it is. If you play it, if you keep on playing it and you like it, there you go. I would say I would definitely get that. Classic example. There is no way, and I'm saying there's no way, for me to get the Japanese version of Zelda 2 at this moment. I just don't have the funds, the resources, or, well, I wouldn't say the energy, but basically I don't have the resources to get basically the Japanese version of Zelda 2. The major thing is, well, first of all, I gotta get the Famicom disc. And then I gotta find the, like, an actual, even if it's used, I gotta make sure it actually is the game, because those discs were rewritable, so it might say Zelda 2 on the front, but it might be something else totally. And on top of that, I also gotta get a Famicom disc system and a Famicom on top of that, because I gotta have controllers for it. Now there is other types of stuff out there that has the disc and the thing together into one, but hypothetically still I probably don't have the resources for that anyway. But I actually wanted to play the Japanese version because I hear it's different, so I had to turn to emulation to actually play it. And I'm really glad I did, because if I ever do see the actual game on sale somewhere at like an expo or something, that thing is mine. I don't care, like, holy cow, like, I'm not going to pay over an arm and leg for it, but if I see it and it's relatively cheap, that thing is in my hands, and I don't care if I can play it or not. That's, like, holy cow. And I know I'm going like this all day, but that's the thing. Like, I would never know if Zelda 2, the Famicom Dish version, was any good if I didn't play it first. Like, I like Zelda 2, but I think playing the Japanese version made me even like it even more, if that's possible. Like, Zelda 2 is still my favorite Zelda game out there, but I'm just adjusting myself. I do apologize. But playing the Japanese version solidified that. Because, like, holy cow. Like, it has crazy 8-bit talking. Little things. Holy cow. Okay, I gotta get some water. Alright. But that's the thing. Is that if I actually really enjoy a game, I see it as like a demo. Like you got on the PS3, you got demos, but not for every game. And I really, well, yeah, I can see why RPGs, but still. Hence, classic example. I'm even going to do this. On the Vita, I'm actually going to do this. Like, make it live. The possibly to basically make an RPG a demo. I've actually played this. This is actually, I don't even know if I can actually do this. And I have to go where I'm actually... Basically, it's Contraception 2. And that's... This thing I thought would never end, this demo. This demo is just was the prelogue or prologue? Actually, it's the prologue. And I really didn't think that this demo would end, because it is pretty damn good demo. Like, I was on the fence about this game, and after playing this demo, I'm like, I gotta get this game. And that's the way a demo should actually be. I'm talking about demos, but the thing is, it also leads to emulation with older games. You play... Okay, like hypothetically, let's say I've never played the first Legend of Zelda, even though I played it like tons of times. Hypothetically, I've never played it. Okay, I see it, and it's relatively decent in price. Everyone's going on. I'm a huge 3D Zelda fan, and I played ones on like the Game Boy Advance, and they weren't really cutting it too much. But this is huge, and this is like, it's okay. Should I get it? I don't know. Do I really want to pay, like, I don't know, let's see, it's for $50, which is kind of a for a used copy, that's ridiculous. But nevertheless, it's hypothetically, do I pay that money for that game? Well, first of all, I have to tell you, don't, because you can get a used copy for so much cheaper. But this is, like I said, I'm rambling on about other things. Should I get that copy of Legend of Zelda, even if it's like $10? Even $10, I'd say even $10 is probably a little much, but still, it's going to the point is that I would love to have a kind of preview of what I actually wanted to play it. So there is no demo for Legend of Zelda out there, as far as I know. So why not just get the ROM and play it and see if you like it? Now, there's the mindset of basically is that once you get the game on emulator, why do you need to get the game at all, like physical copy of it? And that is the case, because there's so much digital stuff today. Physical media is just going out of style. If you're basically like me and go back and like you're a retro guy and you have like a game collection, somewhat of a game collection, then having a physical copy of some game, I'm just trying to think of actually like something there, just feels so much better than actually having a digital copy. because yes, I do have games on my virtual console for my Wii and also my PS3. But that's the thing is, actually until just recently, for my PS3, I didn't actually upgrade the hard drive. So I still had my original, was it 80 hard drive? And I've always had to erase games or something on there. So I couldn't actually have everything that I wanted. So obviously I upgraded the hard drive, I have everything now. But still, there's that possibility of something going wrong with the drive. And yes, it's on my account, but still, there's a lot of possibilities, things to go wrong, and I won't be able to actually get those games in the digital copy. And that's the thing. I don't know. I just don't really see. Like, I'm even with like tapes and DVDs, I prefer having. I know optical media is not the greatest to keep, especially long term, but still, it's some sort of storage going on, and it's there. You can physically put it in the disc and actually play it, like down to like even my PS1 games. I have most of those games, whatever games that are on PSN, I have on my PS1 digitally. Yes, I paid for them again, yes. Why? Because they're damn freaking cheap, because I wait until they're on sale. Because if they're not on sale, I'm not paying like, hell, even $5 to $9 for the same game that I have, which I can just pop in there. It's the same thing. But I wait until they're on sale. Hell, like even the PS2 games, like I only got one PS2 game on my PS3 digitally, and that was Persona 3 FDS. And I picked it up I only picked it up because it was like $5. And they're normally like $9 or more, maybe. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I didn't even actually get the real FDS. I got it for like $10. So there you go. And it has a different. I can go on about it. It has a different saving system and all that, but going on. And again, I'm rambling on about things that are just kind of to the point, but not to the point. Is that if I want, like, there's like a couple of games that you see. I hate to bring up other channels, but yeah, obviously the big one is Game Grumps. I see a lot of those games, and I'm like, I don't even know that game existed. And then it's like, I check out a few episodes, and I'm like, that game looks pretty cool. Let's give it a go and see how it feels. And I try it, and I'm like, this game is pretty cool. So if next time I see it in a physical copy, I'm gonna pick it up. There you go. So emulators, not always. It's just I can keep on going on and on about the good things about emulators, but obviously that's only one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is the majority, which is just people that download the emulator and the ROMs and just play it because they can. And it's like, you want the whole NES library? Bingo. There you go. Done. Do you want any of those games physically? Nope. Because I already have them. So why do I want games I already have? Simple as that. So that's the thing. That's the downside of it. And that's... No, it's the side, yes. And that's the thing. Like, does it... It really affects it because it is the majority that does that. It's like, obviously physical media is going out of style. But yeah, there's people that are going to want, like, the... Hell, even the whole thing with this current... well, I guess it's current gen because of PS4, Xbox One. The whole stink about being only digital or having the physical media with the whole DRM type of thing. That's like the step going into only digital, so probably I'm thinking next gen, like the gen after this, if there is, it's probably going to be digital only or coming on like memory sticks or something like that, because physical media is just going out of style. Like, hell, the next stage of TVs is like 4K, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna probably get some kind of optical media to fit 4K movies on, to play on a 4K TV on a 4K. Actually, I think they already have 4K players pretty much, so, but nevertheless, it's some sort of media will come and we'll go there. And the only thing right now that a lot of people are actually wanting, that's especially for the PS4 and the not the PS3, the Xbox One, is, especially with the Xbox One, people want to play their so much PS on there. Xbox One people want their 360 games to work on it, so they gotta have through emulation, and that's the thing. It's, hell, even the PS3, they had models. The 80 gig, it wasn't hard coded or had physical hardware that could play PS2 games. It was running through emulation. And that's the thing. Like, it doesn't play the game, every PS2 game 100%. There's a few of them that actually just bugged out on me, and I'm like, what is this? And that's the thing. You can, I don't know, I'm going on about all sorts of things that are like had emulation basis, like the PS3 and stuff. But when it comes down to it, old school stuff, unless you're a collector or something, it's just probably most likely you're just gonna, if you do, you pick it up on like the Wii console or the Wii U console, and or you do it on through emulation, because I really highly doubt that there's probably some people out there, and I'm not going to count it all out. Like, I've seen a few people out there that like to actually collect games that are fairly young, and you know, who knows. I see it. Well, the thing is, it's nevertheless a hobby still, so it's good to see young people with the collecting hobby also. So obviously this media that we had back in the 80s and the 90s is not going to be around forever. That's the major thing. Which also brings me back to the actual, like, why do you collect? Like, if you collect basically just to have branded, which I'm not even going to get into right now because that's a totally different situation. If you collect games to get branded, basically just to say that I got a mint copy, in the box, sealed copy of Earthbound that is branded, some people might be like, holy cow, that is an insane, that is like amazing. I mainly look at it and it's like, I'm like, how are you supposed to play it? That's the thing. So you might be able to sell it for like 20,000 or even more bucks for that. But you want to know? It's going to go through the grapevine a few times, and guess what? Someone somewhere will open that brand one of these days and be like, I just want to play this game. And that's if, or basically like see what is in the box. Like you can have a lot of things. You can do it obviously online and see what's in the box, and well, you can even play the ROM on emulator, but it's also the thing of physical media. Like eventually physical media will mean absolutely nothing, and that will be completely dirt cheap. See, basically the retro gamers, the ones that collect everything, I see as kind of like, I wouldn't want to say the baby boomers ish type of thing. Like it's kind of in the same, like once a good portion of us are not around anymore, hopefully of old age, but nevertheless the new generations are just going to drop their, especially if it's all digital stuff, like pretty much that line when people are like, okay, well, companies are like, I'm not going to do physical media anymore because it's so much cheaper doing just digital. Be like, okay, well, that's the line. When pretty much everyone's up to that point, this is like way down the line. But when that line is basically crossed with the last remaining retro gamer thing, then it will probably be like, okay, well, I got a mint copy of, I don't know, what's a rare game out there. Let's do Earthbound again. It's like I got a mint copy of Earthbound. For people who actually do not actually, for guess the majority that actually don't actually know what that is, and don't actually know why it's like 20, like almost 20 or 100,000 bucks. It's not going to sell whatsoever. Hell, it doesn't even hardly sell now, especially. So just give it like another 20 years or so. Be people like, like, why do I want to pay 100,000 bucks for a game I can play on the Wii for like 10 bucks, or I can play online through an emulator for like nothing. The price is definitely going to go down, and then you're going to sell it for like a quarter of what you want it for. That's the thing. If you want to sell it, you sell it. You get rid of it, and then you make your money, and you just don't keep things around. I don't know. This is turning into like a money, like a collecting / emulator, because it's kind of the same. It's like, why do you want to play something if you can play it online for free, basically? And it's a toss-up. That's the thing. Like, I play a lot of emulator games because sometimes it's also by convenience, because I'm in a shared household. I can't always have access to TV, so I have to play computer. I have to play games on the computer. Bust out my controller, throw the emulator on, boom, I'll play old classic titles. And that's fine with me. If I really want to be like nostalgic and stuff, I'll throw out my old NES and hook it up to my HDU TV, which I have to go through tons of stuff, aggravation, just to make it to appear on my TV. And most of the time I'm like, I don't really want to. Like if I have like friends over or people that actually want to feel that nostalgic feel, then yeah, sure, I'll bring it out and just put it for novelty reasons. But right now, it's not really any reason why for me to actually have an actual NES. And I'm actually just kind of really, I'm not going to get rid of it, but I'm just going to be like, unless I get like some kind of room that has an old TV that I still have, I just need to put it somewhere. And if I can just find room and get like some kind of like personal space, which right now like I said, I'm sharing space, so I don't really have personal space except for like pretty much whatever is around my computer right now. I don't really have a means to actually keep it out and keep it displayed and throw the games on there and play it up. Maybe if I feel nostalgic, yeah, no problem. But right now, just doesn't really go with it. So instead of that, just bust out the old emulator and throw on there. And the thing is, I play games that I already have. Actually, I play a lot of games that I already have because why not? Now, actually, no, which brings me to the point, actually, well, not to the point, but brings me to another point of LPing with emulators. Now, I don't know, I guess I'm fairly new and I don't know exactly the ropes already. I don't know all the ropes. Like, I don't think you can actually possibly know all the ropes, but nevertheless, this is one rope I guess I don't know, and that's LPing with emulators. Like, apparently that's not good, and I don't really see why, because one, it's a lot easier to record off the emulator than, well, a capture card first of all, because capture card always has a room for error, and the major thing for me, which is quality. If you're recording through like an NES, you gotta go through your capture card and then get the out to go into the TV. First of all, my TV is fussy about anything less than composite, so component. Because if it actually composite, it'd be no problem. Component, anything less than component is just, it's very fussy about. So I gotta go through tons of wires and different things just to get it to appear on my TV, and then going through the capture card, I gotta do even more complications just to do that. So yes, it is more convenient for me to do LPs through, especially older games, through emulator, because especially if I needed to, yes, you got save states and all that. I can, like, there's so many cheating ways you can do that, but most of the time I'm going through the game normally anyway. So, going like that. Yeah. And the major one thing that I don't know if actually, is, yeah, the quality. If you hook up a NES to a capture card, go through a TV, it's going to go through composite, most likely. Now you can get the upscaler, but the upscaler is still going to be in composite. And then there's other ways, like there's hybrids and other hybrids that you can go through, but the thing is, for the general purpose, if you have an NES, you're going to go through composite, most likely. And let's just say the composite signal on an HD TV is not looking good. Let's just say it does not look good. Because one, it's interlaced, and your TV's most likely in progressive. And this is getting all sort of technical, but hell, I went to film school, so I actually know what some of this stuff is, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is great. I actually know what some of this stuff is. Still looking up, and I'm like, going through the ropes. But yes, it is an interlaced signal. going on to a progressive scan TV, basically. Yes, it does play an interlace, but still, it doesn't always display the best images in interlace. And so I could do that. I can do LPs through the NES, no problem there. It's not going to be up to quality that I want to actually present myself. Like if I want to do a authentic LP, then I'll do that. But I want to make my LPs look good. Yeah, that's what you do. You want them to look good. I'm still working on the sound because I'm always mainly, well, not the sound from the game, mainly voice sound commentary and stuff. I still haven't got that back down, but nevertheless, I want to at least make the thing look good and have the video sound, the gameplay footage sound good. And I can't do that through capture card. I can do Wii, no problem. And the thing is, I can do Virtual Console, but the thing is, not every game is on Virtual Console that I want to LP. I can do it through Virtual Console, but it also means that I gotta go through extra steps to go through the hassle of doing that. And yes, there's also alternatives for the Wii through emulation on the Wii, which is, I think, the homebrew. And I could do that. There's a lot of coulds, and the major thing is I just rather just do it through emulators, so I can actually stop it if I want to, start it, cut it the way I want it. I can put whatever codec I want on it instead of what I forced to with the capture card. Because it does have like basically the codec to use when you're doing that, but also there's other codecs out there that are slightly better and so slightly not better. But anyway, going on, I just want to just do it through emulator, and that's what you do. And I don't know, other this than just pretty much going around in circles. So basically, if you want to do an LP and you want to do an old school game, go through emulator, and that's basically what it is. Like, yeah, it's good to have the game you're LPing, and I always promote that as like, if you want to get the game, make sure you have the game actually on a physical copy or on your Wii or something, that you actually buy it, because it does help out the developers who did it originally, who may not no longer there, but it shows that you actually you like their content, which is always good. Okay, so I guess that's it. So this has been Lord Virgilus saying farewell and good night, and stay frosty. I don't know. I got my thing on my head. Take care.